Amazing as you look around the world how every group, every people has their own festivals, part of their culture, their own traditions. And often these are tied with remembering specific events. Maybe there's a meal, maybe there's a carnival, maybe there's some other way of celebrating. And from the outside they can look a bit odd. Here in the UK we have things that people around the world don't do. Pancake Day, I've discovered, is one that's quite peculiar. But more regionally there are others. There are places in Gloucestershire where they roll cheese down a hill and all sorts of things like that. You think, what is that about? But behind these is a story, a remembrance of some kind. Maybe your family, maybe a smaller group like that, have things that you do to remember, specific traditions, maybe attached to Christmas or Easter or other times of year. In our Bible story this week, in our Sunday teaching, we're thinking about the event of Passover, how God rescued the people out of Egypt after this long season of being enslaved. But as well as giving them the instructions for that night, when God would set them free, He also gave them instructions to remember it ongoing, to celebrate the feast, so that they wouldn't forget, so that they would be shaped and defined by this story of God's rescue, so that for future generations they will be able to tell the great deeds that God had done. This was to be a festival, and if you read the Old Testament law, God gives the people loads of festivals, and He says stop working, don't do your regular work, just celebrate, just remember, just give thanks to God. I wonder how good we are at remembering what God has done. Jesus, when He was at the Passover meal, as He was about to be crucified, gave His followers a meal, didn't He? He said, this is my body broken for you, this is my blood poured out. Do this and remember me. And actually there's very little instruction in the Bible for Christian worship apart from this central meal, that when we come together we're to eat and to drink and remember, to partake, to be transformed, because Jesus died and rose again. And that is our story, if you're a Christian, of God's salvation, that we too have been rescued, that we too have been saved and made a new people. So may we remember, and may we make sure we pass on to the next generation. I wonder what festivals you'll be celebrating. We're coming up to Easter, our great feast as Christians, and we give thanks for all that it means that Jesus died and rose again. This is our Midweek Thought. We're back on this channel for worship on Sunday, or why not come see us in our building. God bless, keep in touch, and take care.